Hello, my name is Alana, and today we will talk about something that many of us are familiar with: copyrights. First and foremost, what exactly is copyright? A copyright is a collection of rights that automatically vest to someone who creates an original work of authorship like a literary work, song, movie, or software. These rights include the right to reproduce the work, to prepare derivative works, to distribute copies, and to perform and display the work publicly. Many different types of content can be protected by copyright. Examples include books, poems, plays, songs, films, and artwork. Do you know? Copyright protection has now been extended to websites and other online material. As a result, any original work published on the internet is protected by copyright law. We will continue with the issues and the causes. Are there any copyright issues that have arisen recently? First issues is Capcom accused of infringing artists' copyright in Resident Evil games. Judy Jurassic claims Capcom used photographed patterns from a published book throughout its games, including Resident Evil and Devil May Cry. In one example listed in court documents, she'd alleged the Resident Evil 4 logo uses the infringed assets. She is seeking $12 million in damages from the Japanese games firm. Capcom told gaming news site Polygon, which first reported on the legal case, that it was aware of the lawsuit, but had no further comment. In one example, an image of shattered glass photographed in Italy is compared to the logo used for Resident Evil 4. 2. An actor is suing TikTok for using her voice in its text-to-speech function. Bev Standing recorded about 10,000 sentences of audio for the state-backed Chinese Institute of Acoustics research body to use in translations in 2018. The legal action claims her voice can now be heard in viral videos featuring foul and offensive language, causing her reputation irreparable harm. Standing from Ontario, Canada, told BBC's News no permission had been given for these recordings to be used in any other applications or resold. "My voice is my product, it's my business," she said. The third issue is a dispute between the production company Netflix and a photographer. Sean Heavey, the photographer, recognized his photo the moment he saw it on Stranger Things. "God, that storm looks familiar," he said, as he and his son watched the hit Netflix show. When he watched a documentary about the making of the series, he became certain. They saved it off of Google, added a foreground to it, and used it as a piece of concept art, Mr. Heavey says. No one else had photographed this supercell thunderstorm. No other cars drove down the road that day to chase it across the Montana prairie. He called the 4 panoramic shots he had stitched together the mothership. The fourth issue's Dua Lipa sued for sharing paparazzi photo on Instagram. According to U.S. court documents, the star was snapped queuing at an airport in February 2019 and later shared the shot with her fans without permission or authorization. Integral Images says Lipa profited from the photo, as her Instagram feed acts as a marketing tool for her music. It is seeking $150,000, PS $108,000 damages, and has asked for a jury trial. The company is also asking for an order preventing the singer from further acts of infringement as well as legal costs. Lipa posted the photo to her Instagram account on 7 February 2019, about 4 days after it was taken. The now-deleted post shows the star standing in line, clutching her airline ticket and passport, while wearing an oversized hat. The fifth issue is Twisted Sister awarded $1.2 million from Clive Palmer over copyright claim. In Australia's 2019 federal election, Mr. Palmer used a version of the band's hit song We're Not Gonna Take It, which featured rewritten lyrics. The resulting song was called Auss's Not Gonna Cop It. Australia's federal court on Friday ruled that it infringed copyright. Justice Anna Katzman said it was ludicrous and fanciful to suggest that Mr. Palmer's version of the song was not derived from Twisted Sister's 1984 song. Lead singer Dee Snider, who wrote the song, tweeted, "We're not gonna take copyright infringement anymore," after the judgment was issued. Users generally need permission before using someone else's copyrighted works, but there are an exception and limitation included, such as fair use. It allows journalists to use copyrighted text in news report or for an author to parody another author's work. Another exception is the first sale doctrine, which allows the owner of a copy of a protected work to resell or otherwise dispose of that copy. First, we have to know, is copyright good or bad? Copyright is good, it's bad when someone copies a person's original work and claim as their own. People who claim copyright of their products, they help to contribute the economic rate of their country. Copyright laws encourage protection of the creativity of original creators. Without this protection, creators would have less incentive to produce and sell new works, such as people stealing other people's ideas and claiming as their own. It would create peace and order as people aren't fighting copying other original products and gating the profits illegally. Next, it will establish moral rights to the society, where if someone sells his copyright to someone else, the person who bought is allowed to multistate, distort, or modify the original owner in any way that is prejudicial to their honor or reputation. The owner's name must be associated as the author of the product, service, cause, or institution if reasonable in the circumstances. For the negative side, as we all know, copyright violations usually occur when one's party tries to utilize another party's creative or scientific work without their permission. One of the effects to the economy, it could cost approximately $28 billion yearly and deprive the economy approximately 2.1 million jobs, based on the U.S. economy. Other than that, having copyright violations can lower the quality consumer goods by substandard counterfeit products. With that, the government will experience tax loss from illegal counterfeit sales and paying on copyright enforcement efforts. Other than it degrades fundamental civic institutions as well, where it will lead the society to do more copyright products that lead to more government financial losses. Solutions to prevent copyright infringement. 1. Always assume that the work is copyrighted. Take the internet as an example. Mostly everything that you can access on the internet is free to use, but always remember that everything that lies on the internet has an author. As a responsible user, we must not use these intellectual properties and treat it as we were the ones who created it ourselves. 2. Do not copy, share, or alter without permission. In order for you to legally use an intellectual property is to gain the permission from the original author of it. Usage of an intellectual property without permission will get you in trouble, as you may be charged of fraud. 3. Review and retain licensing agreements. If you have a license that states an intellectual property belongs to you, the license needs to be kept safely and copies of it should be made to make sure you have proof if your ownership is genuine or not. 4. Have an IP policy for your business. An intellectual property (IP) policy is a set of guidelines which provides team leaders and employees with the principles applicable in dealing with IP that belongs to the business and to the third parties. This can help protect you and your business from unwanted copyright infringements. 5. Know what's protected and not protected by copyright laws. This law typically lies in the Copyright Act, and understanding its contents will help you know better about what and what is not protected by copyrights. It always gets confused by trademarks, patents, and licenses. In fact, copyrights are the easiest to violate. That's all from me. Thank you. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and share the video. Do me some favor and hit the subscribe button. From Alana, until we meet again, goodbye.